Alright, after a long wait, the C titles for the original Xbox exclusive list are finally coming out. Let's check them out.
Oh, yes!
Alright, so what's going on, guys? DGC back with another video. Today we're checking out the C titles for the original Xbox exclusive list. This first one was actually donated by a buddy of mine to the channel to help complete the list. This is Crusty Demons, and this was donated by my buddy Cats Games Whatever. This is a dirt bike game. Not really much else can be said about this. If you like dirt bike games, it's pretty cool. I do appreciate it, and I still have his note in here. So for that reason alone, I do appreciate it more because it was donated by a friend of mine. Alright, so this next game is Curse the Eye of Isis. This was donated by another friend of the channel, my buddy Corey, Mainly Gaming, on YouTube. He donated this to me. He didn't have to, but he wanted to complete. Still got his note in there too. Both those channels are really great, so definitely go check them out if you get some time. I'll leave a link in the description for them. So this is a weird, I don't even know how to describe this. It almost kind of reminds me of Call of Cthulhu for the Xbox. And weird game. Definitely looking forward to actually beating this one day. So who knows? Could be a sweet game. But it is exclusive. Alright, so here's a really great one. This is definitely in my top 5, probably my top 3 of all time. Well, on the original Xbox of all time. Definitely in my top 10 favorite games of all time. Conquer Live and Reloader for the original Xbox. Definitely exclusive. But Alex, it was on the N64. Yeah, but this is the definitive version. It's just better. I own both versions. I've owned both of them for this. I got the day it came out, and then the 64 when I got it like a year or two after it came out. So I've had them for a long time. Spent way too many hours in them. This game is just insane. It's censored, but it's really not. It's basically the same game. There are very minute things that have been changed in it. The graphics are overhauled, and you can play this on the Xbox One now and the Xbox One X, and it looks fantastic. So definitely go pick up Conquer if you can. It's not terribly priced, or at least at the time of recording this it wasn't. It might be now because it's backward compatible. Alright, so here's a really cool exclusive from Sega. As we know, they supported the Xbox original a lot. This is Crazy Taxi 3. Was it High Roller? Yeah, Crazy Taxi 3 High Roller. So the Crazy Taxi games are amazing. I love actually playing them, and I used to live stream Crazy Taxi 2 on the Dreamcast quite a bit. However, I kept getting hit with the copyright strikes because of the awesome soundtrack that the games always have, and The Offspring. Apparently they have like just relentless bots on YouTube that just strike you down because it was only The Offspring songs that would get caught on the thing and get me the strikes. So who knows. But Crazy Taxi 3, definitely exclusive to the console. Most people like the first two more than this one. I don't really know why. I think they're all good. This was the last one that we got. However, maybe that secret meeting with Sega was for Crazy Taxi 4. We can always be hopeful. Alright, so this was the dawn of Xbox Live for me. Crimson Skies, Yeah, High Road to Revenge. This is still my original copy, not for resale copy, that I got in the Xbox Live Starter Kit. I think I got the 3-month kit, or maybe it was the 12-month kit, I don't remember. But it came with the headset, which I still have. I should have grabbed that. 12-month or 3-month card, and then like a whole bunch of other random crap. This game is fantastic. Still looks amazing today. This was one of the first back compat games. So if you're a fan of flight games, you will love this game. This is probably the definitive flight game you can get. Crimson Skies, High Road to Revenge, definitely exclusive, definitely a great title. Cannot recommend this one enough. This is one of those times where it was exclusive on the console, not on the PC. Counter-Strike. I'm sure back in its day this was probably really fun to play, but it looks like ass now, let's be honest. But it is a console exclusive to the original Xbox. Now here's a cool one. I actually got this sealed, I guess it was the beginning of 2017, I guess is when it was, with my Steel Battalion. The guy ended up throwing in a sealed copy of Crimson Sea for me. Really cool title here. The sequel is actually exclusive to the PlayStation 2 in America, which I still need to pick up, and right now it's only like $10, so it's not expensive yet. This is kind of like a cool action RPG, and if you watch the teaser video where that lady popped up and she goes, "My loving aura," that was from this game, because I remember somebody asking what game that was from, so that was from this game. Apparently it has a pretty good story, well enough for them to make a sequel to it, so I don't see this title very often though, so I'm going to go ahead and say this one's a little bit uncommon. Glad I got it for free though, so can't beat that. Alright, here is one that is getting to be kind of pricey and sought after. It is available on the PC as well, called It Cthulhu. So this was a really great title. This takes place at a mental asylum. The graphics have not stood up the greatest to today's standards, but nevertheless it is exclusive to the original Xbox. If you're into horror games, you'll probably enjoy this. If you're not, I don't recommend it, because it actually is kind of scary at some points. You know, at the time it was probably more scary because the graphics still looked kind of good back in the day. Alright, so here's another good one. This one actually took me some time to find this. I don't think it's rare, but I definitely didn't see it very often in the wild. This is Close Combat First to Fight United States Marines. Really cool title here, only on the Xbox. Only way you're going to play it. It is a shooter, obviously. I feel like you could have figured that out on your own. However, I don't think this one is on the PC, so this is literally like the only way you're going to play it. So definitely pick this up if you can. It's actually not a terrible Here's game. One that I don't really see anybody talk about, and there's probably a good reason behind that. Back in the late 90s and into the early 2000s, Ski-Doo racing games were pretty popular, and Microsoft noticed that and tried to jump onto the bandwagon. This is Carve for the original Xbox. It is exclusive to the original Xbox, as you can see. Not a terrible game, but I mean, Wave Race is obviously superior in every way, shape, or form. Same thing with Splashdown. So it's an okay game, and you can get this dirt cheap, but I definitely recommend Wave Race or Splashdown more so than this. Alright, so here's one that I actually found by a fluke, and I'm glad I did, because the original Xbox exclusive list was not easy to do, because I'm the one who's actually creating it and releasing it. One does not exist on the internet without me. So I only found this by happening to look on Amazon and then finding a game and then searching it, and Championship Bowling. So this did come out on the GBA of all things as well, but only on the console was Championship Bowling. So I'm going to go ahead and say that this is actually an uncommon title for the Xbox. I don't really see it very often. Me and my cousin have seen it a few times, but not very often. So go ahead and grab this if you do see it. It's okay if you like a bowling game. Here is Chase Hollywood Stunt Driver for the original Xbox. I was not expecting this to be exclusive to the original Xbox, but it is. This kind of almost feels and looks like something that would have been exclusive on the PlayStation, but it's exclusive to the Xbox in North America. I do believe this is available on the PC as well. However, console-wise, this is the only way you're going to find it. Cool game. Honestly, you basically drive around and do different stunts, obviously. Let's go ahead and check out some gameplay of this one for sure. Alright, so, Chase, Hollywood Stunt Driver. I would honestly say this is a pretty fun game. This is a pretty fun experience, and this is like dirt cheap. This is like under $5 for a complete copy. And actually has a pretty decent sized manual inside. Not killer though, but really cool game. So I definitely recommend this one, and it is exclusive to the original Xbox. Alright, so here's a cool one. My cousin actually ended up finding this before I did. This actually says it on the packaging. I didn't know it existed until we got deeper into the list, obviously after he found it. Chicago Enforcer. So this is a cool game based in, you guessed it, Chicago. It's, I don't really know how to describe it. Let's just check out some gameplay.
Yeah.
Hey, do you know where I can find a good chop house?
The Chicago Enforcer. If that looks appealing to you, the only way you're going to play that ever is on the original Xbox. Now here's a really cool one that is exclusive to the original Xbox. Not a lot of people talk about this one, but I have a good feeling that after a while this is going to be a pretty sought after title for the original Xbox. Classified The Sentinel Crisis. With a cover like this, you would think this is probably not a good game and you would slide it back into that shelf. But you shouldn't. You should actually pull it out because it is an amazing, beautiful, graphical experience that you can only get on the original Xbox. Let's check out some gameplay.
Hey!
So this title reminds me of Black quite a bit by EA and Criterion, and really cool game. So if you do ever happen to see this, I definitely recommend picking it up. I see it pretty regularly. It's not expensive either, so definitely pick this one up if you see it in the wild. Now here's one that actually took quite some time to track down, because I do believe this to be a little bit of a more uncommon title, that being Cold War. So you guessed it, this is based on the Cold War. I do believe this came out on PC as well, but as far as consoles go, this is exclusive to the original Xbox. This actually plays quite a bit like Splinter Cell, however, it didn't have the big backing of Ubisoft behind it. This was published and developed by Dreamcatcher. Never heard of them, so that's probably why this game did not sell well, and it is pretty uncommon for the original Xbox. If you're into stealth games, you will like this one, I promise. Alright, here is Combat Task Force 121. Only for the original Xbox. Much like I told you in the other video, a lot of the titles during that generation were Middle Eastern shooters. This doesn't deviate from that. This is just another Middle Eastern shooter. Cool game though. This is by Groove. They were pretty big during the 6th generation. I think they died out after the 6th generation. Not an uncommon title. However, you're not going to see it a ton either. But definitely a cool title if you can find it. And then when you do find it, it'll probably be pretty cheap. That's what's great about collecting for the original Xbox. Last title here is kind of something that kind of surprised me, and I don't know why they didn't put the Only on Xbox badge on top of it, but back when the original Xbox was out, CSI was a very popular show. Crime Scene Investigation. My one grandmother, who has now passed away, watched this show to death. I mean, like literally, she was probably watching it right up until the time she passed away. She loved CSI, so for me, as soon as I found out this was exclusive, I had this weird soft spot about it, because I was like, my grandma loved that, I gotta give this game a shot. So, you know, if you're into CSI, you'll actually get some enjoyment out of this. It has the real voice actors. It's by Ubisoft, so it's got some decent polish behind it. It's a fun game, I'm not gonna lie, and it's only going to be played console-wise on the original Xbox. Alright guys, so that was all the C titles. There's really only about maybe 4 or 5 in there that are actually really genuinely worth buying, in my opinion. However, most of them are at least worth playing if you know somebody that has them, so definitely go ahead and grab some of those titles if you can. That was the C titles. Look forward to the D titles here in the next month or so. There are actually quite a bit of good ones in that video, so look forward to that. And if you've played any of these titles, definitely leave a comment down below. And if you're looking forward to that D video, just keep looking forward to it, because it's coming soon, I promise. As always guys, peace out for now. Till next time.
Come here, you mother...